right. Here we are once again. Hello, Pontus. How are you doing? Let's see. Prepare some few things. Okay, also let's put our fireplace. And the micro. There you go. I hope that this is going to be fine. All right. Hey, Luis. Good night. Or, well, hello. Very happy to have you here again. Hey, Gathering Wolves. How are you doing? I'm pretty happy that, hopefully I think today will be the last day that we spent with Sister Constance, the champion of the Order of the Martyred Lady. I managed to spend a little time with her just to push it a little bit forward, because if not, it's gonna take ages if I only work during the streams. So hopefully we can push it to almost finish stage, and if I don't manage to do it during today's stream, then I will spend a little more just to give the last few pushes and details, and we can move forward to something else, which I have already an idea of what I want to do. So yeah, but first I would love to hear, how are you guys doing? Are you gonna be painting anything at the same time? Is it gonna be also a Sister of Battle? Are you doing your own thing? Yeah, will be cool to know. And yeah, so I think at this point, one of the things I would like to do a little bit of work is going to be on the face of this ugly guy, and see. I also dedicated some time merging a lot of layers because it was quite crazy. I had too many for my own taste, and I will actually start continue merging, I think. Let's see. I don't know if you noticed, but I spent some time, for example, adding some details to the sword to define it a little bit more and to give some nice carving words on it. The Emperor's Wrath and the Emperor's Fury, which she used to bring the light of Emperor to the enemies of mankind. Yeah. Oh, Pontus, are you sick? How is that? Man, I hope it's not the corona thingy. But yeah, take it easy. And I hope that you get well soon enough. Juan Toledano, buenas noches. ¿Cómo estamos? Bienvenido. Pontus, how do I do the text? Well, with the magic of Photoshop. You see, with some I gather some blood from a virgin, some cat eyes, and the tongue of a lizard, and then I mix a potion, and then I dance around a pentagram, and that's how I do it. And some milk, of course. That's important. No, man, I just use the text. I mean, in this case, because I felt a little bit, how do you say, lazy, and I mean, this worked fantastic. So I just wrote something. Like, let's say, Pontus Wrath. Put like another color, and then I choose you cannot see it, like a font that I like. And normally I like to just leave it the original text layer in case I want to do another take, and then I duplicate it and then just convert it into a simple how do you say, image layer like this, and the text one remains in case I want to change the text or anything, and just put it like a texture. And could be here, or Pontus Wrath. Yeah. Go here, and then it would be nice to put in this case the curvature of the blade, right? And I need to change the color. Oops. And there you go. Maybe if I want to add some, yeah, like the actual light on the carving. But yeah, it will be, that's how it is. So, I mean, pretty easy thing to do. But no Pontus Wrath for this one. For the next one, perhaps. The finding the nice fonts, it's super easy. I can't remember what is the name of the online site, but it's like a free font source website, and it's just scrolling around and looking for some type of font you like and just download it. So I have done that many times. Hey, Peter, how are you doing? Or no, Peter, sorry. Robin, hello. Nice. Yes, on Monday, I believe it starts the course. Super excited to begin as well. It's yeah, I'm really looking forward. I have so much fun with the classes, and hopefully you will enjoy it as well and learn. That's the most important thing, of course. So yeah, looking forward to see you there and get the class started. It's very there's a lot of who can I say content, so to speak. Content, yeah, it's like pretty heavy. So there's a lot of things. So yeah, hopefully you will learn quite a lot. Michael, evening. Okay, man. Well, thanks a lot. It's very kind of you to say something like that. Much appreciated and very happy to have you here. So hopefully you are all painting at the same time that I do. And if, yeah, like we've been doing so far, if you have any questions or suggestions as well regarding in this case, the illustration I'm doing, please do, or I mean, could be anything than just that, but yeah. So yeah, very happy to have you here, Michael. Peter Blandbot, I don't know if that's the one. I think the one that I'm be using is kind of the first. If I mean, it's been a while since I did it, so I looked for a font, so I can't recall exactly the name, but I think it was the first thing that appeared on the Google search. Peter, yes, I do teach a class at CG Master Academy. I teach a class that is called Narrative, Illustration, and Characters, and it is basically only focus in showing you all the different tools from the how could I say, from all the fundamentals of art to use as visual narrative tools. How to build a narrative visually to tell something compelling with your art. So not just about making something look good for the sake of looking good, but to have some message, something. And to build everything, to construct your image, your illustration, your concept, anything that you're going to do with that narrative intent from the absolutely very beginning of the creative process. So not just looking for an happy accident, but just like a very much focus, creative intention into building a narrative with your image. And that's what it is about. And also focusing during 2 weeks only into character design, but with this focus also into how to build narratives into your characters, and also how to use characters with a narrative intent. So both things. So it's pretty heavy loaded class. It's 8 weeks with pre-recorded classes. And then with assignments, and then you will get feedback from me for each assignment each week, and then a Q&A session also every week with me and with the rest of the students. So that's what it is about. Gathering wolves. Can you remind what do you do? Sorry if you mentioned it on previous streams. I cannot recall. Robin, yes. Each week has an assignment. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so I'm jumping around, but I said I wanted to focus on the face of this ugly guy. Well, ugly. Maybe he's very good looking for his mother, but oh no, Photoshop just did. Okay, let me just change the screen 1 second before I cannot restart the program. It's just that I don't want to show anything, just in case anything that is NDA related, and then you happen to see that, and then I have to send an inquisitorial kill team to hunt you down. So yeah, we don't want that, right? So, right, let's see. There we go. Fast. Again, come on, Miguelito. Okay, I think now it's okay. Now it's working once again. Okay, there you go. Yeah, sorry about that. Hopefully Photoshop will not do this again during the stream. If not, yeah, we repeat. Let's see. Gathering wolves. All right, nice. So but are you doing concept art or 3D art? And are you on a studio, or are you freelancing? Okay, cool. And where are you located? Oh my goodness, so many questions. Sorry. But yeah, I'm just curious. Okay, so now it's morning there, right? Or no, well, no, not anymore. Nice. I've never been to Los Angeles. I've been to the States several times, but never to California. It would be nice to go sometime, I hope. Yeah, let's bring a little bit sharper value just to make it a little bit more dark. I tend to start with very low value. When I work directly with colors, I tend to go from very low values. Very low contrast in values. And then it happens that I need to kind of darken and heighten the contrast. Okay. The food, that's something very good always when you are traveling to go to somewhere where the food is nice. So yeah, so I think definitely this guy is some kind of mutant cultist or something like that. I remember on the beginning that we didn't know exactly what he was going to be, but yeah, I think that's what makes more sense. I mean, it definitely could be some Chaos Space Marine. Why not? But oh my goodness, John Wigley liked the stream. Nice. I hope that you are looking, John, because I'm pretty sure that came from Facebook. But yeah, what an honor. For those of you that don't know who John is, he's one of the classic illustrators from Games Workshop. He's not there anymore, but he used to be, and he is the author of some of the most iconic illustrations. So yeah, he's awesome. Such an inspiration. Yeah, some of my absolute favorite illustrations from those days are his. One of the dream team from Games Workshop from back in the day. Let's make him this guy as disgusting as possible. like some kind of wounds or scarring. Like open wounds or, yeah. Some mutated flesh of something. I don't know. Go to air. Thanks for the following. Thank you. Welcome to the stream. Hey, Jaime. Sorry, I didn't see you. Bienvenido. Bienvenido. Robin, I have not. I've been in that sense very lucky, and if anything, I have been stormed by offers all the time. I'm actually struggling a little bit with that because I'm getting too many offers. So I have to say no to many. So yeah, I've been very lucky in that sense. But from other freelancers and friends, it's been kind of, I mean, everything's been okay. I don't think in the film, I mean, in our field, it has suffered anything really. At least from what I have experienced myself and what I know from others. If anything, it's more. Go to air. Thanks a lot. That's very kind to say. Thank you. Gathering wolves. Yes, I completely agree with that. I've been for more than I don't know, like almost 15 years working on different companies in studios, like in-house positions. And after freelancing, I really enjoy working at home. So I mean, the pandemic for me hasn't changed much in that sense because I have since it started, I was already like 2.5 years freelancing. So it's been business as usual in that sense. But yeah, it's fantastic. I understand that the fact that if you really enjoy the socializing aspect of talking with colleagues and all of that, which is definitely something that it's negative on working from home. But for me, it's the pluses outweigh the negative things like that. So yeah, I agree. It's I really like it. Also helps the fact that I have a dog, so I have to go outside pretty often and force me, even if I want or not, I have to go out. So Sharon Scene, thanks for the follow. Thank you. Welcome to the stream. We're painting Sister of Battle fan art illustration from the 40k universe. So yeah, I totally agree. It's fantastic. How about you, Robin? Are you do you have issues lately with that? I mean, assuming that if you are freelancing. Juan Toledano, I have been working many years in other things like graphic design, and now I'm learning to paint in digital to prepare a portfolio. Thanks to the pandemic, I have had the time to think in what I want to do. Okay, nice. Yeah, sometimes these type of negative things, they also bring great opportunities as well. If you are lucky, of course, also that to take profit of it. In some cases, sadly, that is not the case, but yeah, good for you, man. Robin, yeah, for sure. Yes. People are getting so bored inside at home. And since they are in so many countries, they are forcing people to stay inside. So yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Where here, okay. But you see, from one of the things that I mentioned in other streams that I don't like to spend too much time in one single area. Now I start to feel a little bit itchy because I have spent too much time only here. And I want just to go back to the whole thing and jump to another place. So just to keep it fresh and to keep the overall image and the same level of polish or details. I mean, yeah, I definitely don't want to make this extremely detailed and more than the rest, because then I create an unbalance of visual weights, which I don't want, since that is not gonna be the focus of my image. So yeah. Also, at some point, I'm gonna have to address the thing with the red light, because it's very inconsistent for now on the figure. It is in some parts, but not in others, especially just to make it work with the face. Because there is nothing around here. Should be a little bit here as well. So yeah, we'll address that a little bit later. Sharon Thin, well, you're welcome, I guess. Yeah, thanks for being here. Okay, Robin. Yeah, that is a good attitude. I don't know where you at in. Yeah, but I think it's extremely important to take your time on the beginning, preparing, leveling up your skills, and preparing a kick-ass portfolio. I see a lot of with my students and people that are trying to get a foot into this world. I mean, understandably, they feel the pressure and they want to get there super fast, and they rush things. And the thing is, this it takes time, and time spent preparing a good portfolio and sharpening your skills is not wasted time. To the contrary. But yeah, that pressure that maybe some friends or classmates, they get a job and they don't, and they feel stressed because should take your time as much as needed, and it's the best thing to do. And like you say, of course, if something comes along the way, fantastic. But yeah, the main focus is to have a good portfolio, and the rest will come by itself when you are prepared. Gathering wolves. Okay, nice. Well, that is great to hear. That it's something that so specific that you are seeking. To be honest, regarding my course, one of the things why I was so excited when I was asked by CG Master Academy to do a course and to focus on this subject is the fact that I might be I might be wrong and there is something out there, but on my knowledge, there is not a single class that is only specifically dedicated to this subject. In different classes, they dedicate maybe one lesson to this here and there, and but nothing that is totally and completely dedicated to visual narrative. And it's a very dense subject. There is a lot to talk about and a lot to think about. And to my astonishment, there was nothing. So yeah, and it's something that I feel extremely passionate about. So yeah, I was so happy to do it, and it took me quite some time to prepare it and to create it. It was quite a challenge, but I'm actually, maybe this sounds a little bit bad coming from myself, but I feel very proud and happy with the results of the class. I think I managed to condense a very dense and heavy subject in a pretty cool class. So yeah. So I hope that a lot of people especially students, start to think more about these issues, because one of the things that I try to explain on the course is that, and that I see pretty commonly in events where you meet students and again beginners and stuff like that, and people focus too much on the technical side of things. And once again, understandably, this is a very hard craft to master. And because of that, me included, we tend to focus and get obsessed with the technical side of things. How he paint these things, how he managed to get these, shapes or these brush strokes or this technique to doing this or that, or how I love how he paints or she paints this stuff or whatever. And it's so much focusing on the technical side of things. But by doing that, in most cases, students, and I have to say that many other people that are not students, they just totally forget about trying to make something a little bit more meaningful than just something that looks cool. Because at the end, the result is that it just become kind of superficial and very niche. I mean, it's just like you end up doing art that is interesting for other artists, but that's it. Or that, yeah. And it's a cycle that is very difficult to get out of it. And yeah. So that's why it is very important to understand visual narrative and understand all the tools that you have available and to think narratively when you create art. Pinky99, hello man, or girl, I don't know, sorry. Yeah, this thing with the names is so difficult to know. But yeah, thanks. Very glad that you managed to join this time. Luis, I would like to ask you something. Several times I listened that concept art is much more to solve problems than make a flawless illustration. 2 questions. How to manage the portfolio with ideas and creative process that I have to follow, variations of characters and props. And second question, how to manage the fact that every job offer as minimum 4 years of experience working AAA games, etc. How to ask for a first experience in the sector? Thanks a lot. Well, that's quite a lot of questions. All right, so piece by piece, like Jack the Ripper like to say. Okay, so yes, concept art is a job that is main focus is based on design. You are a designer, and not about making pretty pictures. So it is. People tend to confuse concept art with illustration, but they are very different fields. Sometimes with concept art, you are going to do something that is a little bit more illustrative oriented because of the needs. Maybe it's a piece that is going to be for marketing or for some kind of pitch. And it just needs to be good looking and appealing visually. But for the most cases, concept art is about design and about solving specific problems. And they can be plenty. I mean, it could be something related with game design. It could be something related with designing of props and that they work from a narrative point of view for the story, for the gameplay, for the it could be, I mean, the things could be hundreds of different things. So yes, it's mainly design, and that's another thing that a lot of beginners don't or have some difficulty grasping, is that the technical I mean, your mastery over the fundamentals in art with concept art are a must, because they are going to be your tools with your work, but they are just tools. Your main job as a concept artist is designing, is solving problems, and how you do it is not that important. It is painting, is it drawing, is it using 3D, is it using whatever it is. And like, I'm just starting to derail here. So they kind of forget about training to be a good designer. They just, once again, going back to this, I was referring before, not taking care of working with narrative, but just technically, but it's also with design. If your main goal is to be a concept artist, you need to train also with design to create good designs, to be a problem solver. And in many cases, concept art is, you are gonna be doing kind of crappy things that they are not that good looking. And if you look into, let's say, ArtStation, proper concept art from real, let's say, you were mentioning AAA games, from real AAA games, most of the things that people show, it's a very, very tiny portion of the work they have done for that title. And I'm talking from experience. The ones that they show are those that are more good looking and more presentable for the sake of good looking, but a huge percentage, or the most percentage of the work that you do, is not going to be that good looking, because it's more focused towards solving a specific problem and to be efficient time wise as well. So sometimes it's going to be just sketches, something fast. And it also varied depending on the industry that you are working for. For films, in many cases, it's going to be even more hectic, and it's going to be more rough than maybe in many cases with video games. But yeah, I mean, I'm just talking very general terms. So then to your other two questions. So with your portfolio, it's I think we talked about this last time. I'm not sure. So it depends on what you want to yourself, you would like to be working with. So would you like to focus more and work on character design or creatures designs? Or is it going to be vehicle designs or stuff like that, or environments? Depending on what is your main goal, you should be focusing your portfolio into that. And so you should be specializing as much as you can, not neglecting the other aspects. But let's say if you are not interested at all in doing environment design, why should you even care, right? So just focus on other things. And that's why you should be trying to put as much work on your portfolio. And then when it comes to the thing with the job offers, they always ask for many years of experience. Well, that's very relative. And of course, I mean, if it was like that, it would be impossible for any new young or new person to jump into the industry, right? Because how do you get a job if to begin with they always ask for many years of experience? So I would say that is in most cases just as a filter for people not to send portfolios. But the truth of the matter is that you might have no experience in the industry. Of course, if you do, that's always going to be a plus for sure. But if your portfolio is good enough, let's say it's fantastic, you are killing it with your portfolio, but you have never worked on a AAA game before, it's not going to matter for the people responsible for hiring, because they're going to say, oh my goodness, this person, yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah, he doesn't has experience. Yeah, that's maybe not the preferable, but I mean, look at this. Look what can he the things that he can design, the things that he can do. It's fantastic, and this is exactly what we are looking for. Yeah, let's have this person. Yeah, that's so the portfolio is the most important thing, and you shouldn't care that much if they ask for experience or not. Just always send your portfolio. But once again, we go back to this subject that we were talking about, preparing a good portfolio. Your portfolio needs to be very good. It needs to be very, very good. Jaime, okay, let me just read it out loud. I struggle to start a concept going straight to painting like you. I rely too much on line art and I want to change that. Any tips? Okay, just in case, I'm just gonna mention it, but relying on line art is not a bad thing at all. There are plenty of absolutely killer artists out there that they always start with line art. So that's not a bad thing, all right? So what I want to say with this is like that if you want to change that, it's just because it's a personal preference of yours that you would like to like you say, rely less on line art. Okay. So that being said, any tips for that? Let me think about it, because I don't think I have thoughts too much about this in detail. But what I try to do is work more like in big chunks of shapes. So if I need to do a figure instead of oh my goodness, if I need to, let's say I want to do let's say a Space Marine, since we are here with a 40k thing. So instead of doing line art and little by little something like that, right? So what I would do is try to work. Let's take let's say I'm gonna work with more chunks of shape. Let's see. So I'm thinking of the whole volume instead of the outlines. And you will normally see me painting this way. Maybe I can do like very rough kind of guidelines within that shape. So saying that I totally ignore line art would be line, because sometimes like you see here, I still do some very loose outline with a darker color. But it's like more like this, right? And then little by little, I start to define the shapes and volumes. But it's like out of a general chunk, and sometimes it feels more like I'm sculpting some way, like taking and shaping the deform mass of clay or color. And of course, in the beginning, it looks like completely very ugly and deformed. You see, but I still sometimes use some kind of guideline with some lines, but still overall, I'm trying to use like big chunks of color and shape. And that also helped. I mean, that's the way I function. So it helps me very easily to imagine the volumes. Change the, yeah, there you go. Something more like that. And here the helmet. You get the idea. And of course, yeah, like I was saying, so it's gonna look pretty rough and chunky, and it's from that point it's just redefining and correcting and adjusting and everything. But yeah. So yeah, I hope that give you one idea. John Jensen, good morning from Bali. Oh, wow. Good morning then. Here it's almost 10 in the evening. But yeah, very nice to have you, John. Pinky99, how do you manage to hand paint all of your work? For example, the designs you did for Tom Clancy The Division, were many other concept artists? Yeah, I mean, again, the approach of how you do concept art is not that important. It always needs to serve the purpose of, or to fulfill the goal that your concept is supposed to solve. So if the photorealism is an absolute must for whatever the reason is, then photo bashing approach might be required, and then you would have to do it that way. Let's say that is a game that is more cartoony in style. Then of course doing photo bashing or doing something like I'm doing now, or the things that I did for the Division wouldn't work style wise. So I would have to adapt my style to the style of the game. So maybe I would have to do more line art if it's more cartoony, for example, or something like that. So, and then of course, many different approaches might work equally for certain styles. Like a realistic style like the Division, there is room for doing things like I personally like to do, but also for photo bashing. But you have to understand that myself as an artist and my stylistic choices and preferences that I personally enjoy and like to do the most is not the most important thing. The most important thing is what the project requires. And you, as a concept artist, you have to be able to adapt to the styles needed. That's also going back to Luis' question. I think it was Luis regarding the thing with things to understand between illustration and concept art. That's one of those things that some people really don't get, is that your personal style as a concept artist in some cases is not that important. I mean, one very well-regarded skill for as a concept artist is the fact of being able to adapt. Of course, in some specific cases, a specific personal style of an artist might fit exactly to one specific project, and they will try to get that artist to work on that project because the personal style of that artist fits very well. But you made, but if that is not your, let's say, you would like to also work on that on a project, and they are looking for a style that is not exactly yours, but you are still be able to adapt and work within that stylistic choice, then there you go. Then you can work on that project with no problem. So the style is not that important, and the tools that you use, as far as they serve the purpose. The only consideration when it comes to which techniques to use, or if it's painterly, or if you draw, or if you use photo bashing, or rely more on 3D, is that it never becomes an obstacle for what you are supposed to achieve. So there is nothing wrong at all with using 3D, for instance. But if you as an artist, let's say that rely too much into 3D from the very beginning, and you don't build a strong foundation on fundamentals of art, then you are gonna be, I mean, you can put yourself into some difficulties maybe at some point, because they ask you not to, for whatever reason, you cannot rely too much on 3D because of X reasons, I don't know. Or if you say, no, I only paint or do painterly things, it's like, but we need photorealistic stuff, and we require of you to do that, and you cannot do that, then yeah, that's pretty bad. So yeah. John Jensen, no, I do not have a brush pack to download. I'm a very, very big proponent, almost zealot level of you creating your own brushes. That is the best tip that I can give you when it comes to brushes. Create your own. It is extremely easy to do. It is very, very easy to do. It doesn't take too much time, and you will create the best brushes for you. I mean, that's one of the main issues with brushes from other artists, is that many of them might look fantastic, and they look fantastic, but most, I mean, I would bet, I don't know, yeah, I would bet that in most cases you will try it for a few times and then you abandon those brushes because they are not exactly what you're looking for. They don't feel right. They don't feel well. And what is that? Because those brushes were designed by somebody, and they were designed with their own needs in mind when doing them. And you might be lucky and that's exactly yours, but like I said, I would bet that in 90% of the times it is not. And the solution for that is to create your own, to your specific needs and wishes. And yeah, so do create your own brushes, man. It is very easy. I have a tutorial on YouTube about it. And my intention was and is to do a series of tutorials about that subject. But of course, yeah, I have so little time. So I only managed to do the first episode of that series. So hopefully one day I will have time to continue. But at least on the first one, I explained the most basic things about brush creation on Photoshop. So yes, again, do your own brushes. Jaime, yeah, my pleasure. That's why I'm streaming. Just to talk with you guys and help if I can, of course. Juan Toledano, what I find most difficult with Space Marines is to put the pauldrons in the correct positions. Yes, I understand. I feel your pain. Juan Toledano, yes, they are a pain in the ass. Like I said many times already, sorry about that if I'm repeating myself like a broken record. I'm working on how to paint and draw Space Marines, and I'm touching this subject of the shoulder pads because they are very, very tricky. And if it's front or side view, like very straight, it's not issue. Like, but as soon as you start to put like weird angles and perspective, then then it's a big challenge. That's why it's so common to see fan art of Space Marines like totally from the front or very stiff, and just because it's it is very complicated. Jaime, you are painting a Chaos Space Marine? Awesome. Man, I really need to put together this Discord server so we can all share what we are doing. I would love to see it. Oh yeah, we had this thing and I haven't addressed this. Yeah, like some kind of amulet or something hanging. I mean, tied to the wrist. I'm also thinking that if she is supposed to have cut the head of these mutants, the sword should be bloody. So we are gonna, yeah, I'm thinking it should be super bloody. Let's make it super bloody. To make it real. That's what another thing that I would like. I mean, I understand the gore might be an issue, but I love to see Space Marines when they are in battle, like filled with gore and blood stains all around. If they are supposed to be just mashing things around, I mean, it doesn't make sense that they look so clean if they are supposed to be in the middle of a battle, and sometimes if it's melee involved with chainswords, that's splitting entrails and blood everywhere. So I mean, from a publishing point of view, I understand that that might be an issue to make it too gory, but from a realistic point of view, they should be covered after a battle. But that's kind of the advantage of making fan art, right? You can do whatever you want. How can you make a character look iconic, especially for realistic characters? For example, Ellie from Last of Us is very iconic and easy to know that that's the that character is Ellie. Well, it is a pretty good question, and is actually one of the challenges when working in realistic projects. If it's more cartoony, it is very, well, I wouldn't say very easy, but it's definitely easier because you can exaggerate things, you can go over the top, and do very, very prominent features that are gonna be remembered. But for realistic characters, it is not the case. So unless we are talking about a very specific physique that identified that person very clearly, most of the time it's gonna be related with their outfits, or a combination of things with outfit and props that they use. So yeah, it's gonna be most of the time surrounding elements that are more superficial, so for example, props, costume, makeup or haircut, things like that. Then of course, as a concept artist, you can also expand into the presentation of that character by posing and giving the character an attitude and expression that reflects a little bit better the personality of the character. But in terms of the design per se, it's gonna revolve around those elements. Because and when I mean realistic, and I guess that's what you meant, is like in the real world. I mean, even though Last of Us is not the real world, but it's mostly realistic, right? It's supposed to be Earth now or in some years, but there is no magic, there is no crazy sci-fi. So that's what I mean with these examples. If we start to get into more, even if it's realism but it's within fantasy or science fiction, that it gives you a little bit more room and to play around, because you can play with things that are a little bit outside the norm. But if it's like nowadays real stuff, those are the elements that you are gonna be playing with. And most of the times it's going to be a combination of them. So it's not going to be one single thing, but a combination of them. But it's very tricky. It is a very tricky thing to do. It is not an easy thing. It has a lot of constraints and limitations, and it is not easy. All right. Let's have some kind of Imperial Eagle. I don't think she has any on her. But this topic, it's one that I'm very familiar with. I don't know why, through my career, I have ended up most of the times. Now in my years as a freelancer, that has changed. But for most of my career, I have been involved with developing and designing characters of that kind. And so I have a lot of experience with that, and it is not an easy task. And of course, I mean, there is another factor to take into account when it comes to making iconic characters, and is that there is a factor that is out of your control, but it also plays a major role, and is the story and the role that this character is gonna play on the story or game or wherever. So you might have a very nice looking design, visually speaking, but if it doesn't play, I mean, the writers or don't make a good a good work writing that character, it might pass, it might not work. So it's a combination also of having a character that that is well written, and the other way around as well. I mean, the character might be fantastic, but then visually it doesn't. Yeah, the designer make a poor job, and then it's not iconic anymore. So it is complicated. It is a very difficult thing to do. And for example, yeah, Last of Us, that's an absolutely great work. And in Last of Us 2 as well. Can't remember what's the name of the other character, the other the woman that is very strong. Can't remember her name, but I think she's brilliant. I think is very, very, very good. I don't know why there was so much hate regarding that character. I think it was fantastic. Hey, Gather Wolves, Aaron Keener. Yeah, what an asshole. Yeah. You know, Gathering the Wolves, there was last week, there was somebody here on the stream that he was working on the division, and I don't remember if he was one of the people involved with writing Aaron Keener, but yeah, he worked with the narrative team. John Jensen, any tips for costume design? How can you make a costume interesting by only wearing a tank top and pants like Lara Croft? Well, once again, that's a very good question. It is not an easy thing to do. Lara Croft, I think, became such an iconic character, and I'm talking about the first design, the original design, like hundreds of years ago. It was very successful because first it was visually well done, but it was for the time and the context we are talking about, and it was very unique. There was nothing like that. And yeah, she had extremely big breasts, right? So that made her stand out from the crowd. And then she had a very specific outfit, right? With the glasses, with the guns and the shorts. So it made her look very distinctive. But again, in that case, Lara Croft is not a realistic character. I mean, if you look at the original design, it's extremely exaggerated and cartoony. And that was an advantage, so to speak, in that regard. Now, for example, with the redesign, which is taking a more realistic approach to the design, it still work in that sense because of the legacy of the original design. But from a visual point of view, it's not that iconic. But it's not because it's a bad design, but because it has that disadvantage that is more realistic. It's not as cartoony as the original one. So again, it's a difficult thing. If I haven't played the latest versions of Tomb Raider, so I cannot speak for them, so I don't know. But let's say that let's take some completely theoretical characters. One in this case, like also a girl, like you are saying, with a tank top and pants. And one becomes a super iconic character, like I was saying, because the game is fantastically designed and the narrative and the personality of the character is very well written. And the other one, even though it's visually exactly the same, it's very appealing, but the character is not memorable or anything. She will most likely be forgotten. So there is not that much that you can do visually if the foundation of the character is not good. In other cases, for instance, well, but this is not the same. Yeah, then we go into another realm of examples because it's not realism. But I was thinking that, for instance, Boba Fett, the design visually it's fantastic, and that's why it made that character so successful. And of course, I mean, and it's a secondary character on the film. It's not that important. It's well enough written, so it's just become like a very interesting and mysterious character. But one of the strongest things about that character is the visual design. And look at how it is now. So they are even making another thing with Mandalorian, and it's based on the same original design of that character, right? But of course, it's like I said, derailing a little bit from your question because it's not a realistic character, so it's easier. Gathering wolves, yes, yeah. I mean, Boba Fett is one of my absolute favorite characters ever, and it was like that since I was a small kid. I think, a completely badass. I think I have hear some rumors that they are trying to, or they are looking into doing some films or things based on him. I haven't seen The Mandalorian, sadly. I know I will like it a lot, but yeah, I'm not willing to, at least for now, to pay subscription for Disney just to watch The Mandalorian. Yeah. But some people are even arguing that Mandalorian might be saving the whole Star Wars Disney debacle with new trilogies. I think I have heard, and this is, I don't know if this is true or not, that Disney is even considering to wipe out entirely the new trilogies from the actual canon of Star Wars, which, to be honest, I think that would be a fantastic idea if you ask me. But yeah. Yeah, Gathering Wolves. Yeah, I know that I will absolutely love it because it's I know it is my, yeah, it's exactly my cup of tea. I know it. It's just that, yeah, like I said, I'm not, for now. I will not jump into it, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I will like it a lot. Fane's art. What do you mean it is true? That they are bad, or what I meant that they are trying to to wipe the new trilogy from the canon. That would be fantastic. I think they are so bad. I think the only thing that I have enjoyed from the Star Wars Disney era so far is Rogue One, which I absolutely love. I like it a lot. But the rest, and of course the Mandalorian, which I haven't seen, but I'm sure I would like it. But the rest is, for me, just like absolute garbage. Yeah, Gathering Wolves. I mean, it's not. It's they are a disaster in so many levels. It's just yeah. I mean, even from very basic like how do you say a script? How do you write a script? How to do certain things? It's like so many basic stuff. It's just like so bad. I mean, yeah, they are a disaster. Andreas, what do I feel about the new Sororitas mecha? Actually, I just saw it a few minutes before the stream today, so I haven't been able to really assimilate it, and I haven't looked that closely to it. I don't. Yeah, I need to look at it a bit longer. I don't know. I'm a little bit. How do you say? Sometimes I feel like a old grandpa that I feel very defensive with new stuff of that sort. So I'm a little bit. I don't know. It looks cool, but it's, yeah, I don't know. I don't know yet. I mean, I'm totally fine with new things that expand the universe if there is a narrative orientated reason for it. But when it comes, I mean, if it's like more business side orientated, like to give more units or more new miniatures to sell for the game, which I totally understand, it's completely valid point. And but myself as a fan, I don't like it that much. But I mean, it can be put together nicely and work within the lore. But I know very little for now. But yeah, so for those type of new stuff, I'm a little bit defensive. So we'll see. Gathering wolves, yeah. I mean, the possibilities are endless of what they could have done with them. And once again, I know very little or almost nothing about the Mandalorian, but it is supposed to happen after the original trilogy, right? On the timeline. But yeah, I mean, yeah. What can I say? It's what can I say that hasn't been said already thousands of times? It's just they are a disaster. They are very bad, and I feel bad also for people involved in them because I'm certain that they put a lot of passion into it, and but it was to a certain degree out of their control. Because they were not the people taking the decisions. I mean, look at Mark Hamill, how he was devastated with what they did to Luke Skywalker on the films, and he was so openly adamant about how bad the films are. And you can truly see how he's been devastated by it. But he couldn't do anything about it. He did it. I'm pretty sure that he protested, that he tried to change it, but yeah, he's out of his reach. And like with him, with plenty of other people. So yeah, I feel a little bit sorry about that. And it's not a problem of presenting new characters. I mean, new characters are more than welcome and they can be fantastic. It's just that how they make them, how they present them, how they write them. Does it make sense? Is it, yeah. Gathering Wolves, yes, yes. Yeah, anything Boba Fett related, of course, if it's well done, will be fantastic. Mm. But yeah, Rogue One, I really, really enjoyed that film. I think that was very well done. The other one that I thought was, I didn't think it was bad, but it was kind of meh. It was the Solo film. I I think they could have done something a little bit more. How could I say? Trying to find the exact word for it. Something a little bit more interesting. I don't know. Yeah, getting wolves. I think for me, Rogue One, it's not so much like Saving Private Ryan, but more like this very old film, The Cannons of Navarone. I don't know if you have seen it. So set on the World War II, where it's like putting together a team of commandos to destroy some huge cannons. Yeah, all right. Yeah. It gave me that feeling. I think one of the aspects that I enjoyed the most on that film is that they managed to create a real sense of danger and pending doom of the adventure that they are going into. The dangers are real and they can die for real. And as a matter of fact, spoilers for those of you that haven't seen it, they actually die. So it's not like on the new trilogy where it's just laughable. I mean, the bad guys are just a joke. I was referring before about how to write a script and how to create tension and drama. And there are so many cases where they are talking about the bad guys like, oh, they are so dangerous and so menacing, and then a minute later they are just joking about it, and it doesn't make any sense. In Rogue One, it's the danger is for real and is tangible, and that makes the whole adventure and the whole trip more interesting. Well, interesting is not the proper word, but more dramatic and tense. Jaime Davila, the design of the heretic garment from Darktide is yours, right? Love to see your grimdark touch in that game. Yes, Jaime, that is mine. As a matter of fact, most of the character design work for that game is mine, and I'm still working on it. So yes, I'm really, 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 really excited with that project. Easy Medrano, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, I'm so extremely excited with that project. It's Rod Krieger, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Thanks. So yeah, Darktide is gonna be, and I'm saying this. It sounds, of course, you could say that, since I'm working there, I'm biased, but seriously, just as a fan of 40K, I'm so excited with this project. They are doing everything, in my opinion, right. It's and again, just talking as a Warhammer 40K fan myself. So yeah, and I'm doing all the character work, or most of it for the game, and I'm having so much fun. Would love to show something, but of course I cannot. I would have to send that inquisitorial kill team after you. Irina French, hey, hello. Oh, so this was a raid. Okay, thanks a lot. This is the first time. Thank you, much appreciated. Great voices. Hola, bienvenido. Yes, of course, Irina. Yes. How are you doing? So you've been streaming yourself, and if you do, what have you been doing? Have you been painting? Hello, everybody! Wow, nice. The Adelheid, nice. Welcome. Sorry that I'm so rusty and slow with these things because I'm not used to it at all. So I'm trying to get accustomed to them. So yeah. So easy. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Irina, well, I don't know if it's amazing, but I'm trying my best to do something with it, and at least I'm trying to have fun. That's the most important thing. So yeah, we are doing here some Zero Cool. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. So yeah, I'm trying to paint some fan art from 40K. Sister of Battle. And hopefully to today's stream I finish her or almost finish her, and for the next stream I will move on with something else, which by the way I haven't mentioned it, but I know what I want to do. I don't know if you let me just see. Adelheid. The Adelheid, thank you. Thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. Let's see. Okay, I need to change the screen 1 second, just in case I show anything that shouldn't be seen once again. This is gonna take a few seconds, so bear in mind. Just bear with me. Let's see. So this is one, and this is the here. All right. Okay, here we are again. All right. So I don't know if you have seen these pieces that I have done before, but I'm an absolutely fan of the Eisenhorn novels. I love them. Yeah. So I started some time ago to do some fan art of them. So I did this piece. I don't know if you can see it properly, but yeah, this one with Eisenhorn, Fishy, and it just escapes the name right now, but he's pilot. And then I did costume design and character design for him, for Godwin Fishig. And I'm planning to do some more character designs from that novel. So I think that's what I would like to do to start next stream. I don't know which one of them, because there's a huge plethora of characters to choose. So if you have any suggestions, please let me know. But yeah, so I would like to start with another Eisenhorn character for our next stream. Let's see. Irina, all right. All right. Okay, easy. And you, what do you do with on your stream? Are you painting, drawing? Can you share perhaps what you've been doing if you have been painting on your stream? That would be great to see. Jaime, you are reading Eisenhorn. Nice. Well, I envy you because yeah, it's so good. Yeah. Edgar Sánchez. Hola, Miguel. Edgar, well, gracias. Bienvenido al stream. ¿Cómo te desenvuelves con el inglés? Porque si entiendes inglés, prefiero decírtelo en inglés para que el resto de la gente que está mirando pueda entender. Dime. The painting frog. Hey Miguel, wondering if you do commissions. No, sadly I do not. I'm already too busy with many projects and personal projects, and no, I don't have time. Pontus, that your suggestion, Amos? Edgar, no hay ningún no hay ningún problema. Simplemente quiero saber para ver si entiendes o no en inglés. ¿Es el caso? ¿Te lo puedo responder en inglés? Irina, all right. Yeah, okay. I don't know. It escapes me. But yeah, I would love to. Izzy's not here anymore because I would love to see what he does. Will be great. Pontus, yeah, okay, that's a good suggestion. All right. Edgar, okay, fantastic. So I can answer you in English. Sorry about that. It's just like I was saying, since most of the viewers are from many places, the most common language is English. So yeah, it's like this is the best for everybody. So how do you use to add a color over grayscale? Well, it depends quite a lot of the piece and what I'm gonna do, because in some cases, most of the time, I prefer to paint directly in colors. For example, here. But if I know that it's gonna be a little bit more complicated, or yeah, I might start with grayscales. If that is the case, using first in grayscales and then adding color, what I normally do is to add, let's see, I can show you very, very fast. Let's see if this works. So let's say that I painted all of these in grayscale, like this, right? But now, my goal is to use color. So what I'm gonna do first is use overlay layer and start to apply color with it. Let's see if it's gonna work. No, maybe not. Okay. It's because of the layer of color. Okay, so yeah, I thought that was going to work as a short. Okay, let's say that, yeah, most of it is not much color. Okay, let's see. If I take this one, this illustration from Paul Dayton, and let's say that it's in grayscale. So what I do is to use an overlay layer on top and start to apply color with it, whatever I need. And then you can color it quite a lot with it, and then you still retain all the values, original values from the grayscale foundation. And this is of course a very personal way of working. Once I have initial colored foundation, then I will start to paint with a normal opaque layer on top. Let's say P. And yeah, so like you can see, you can do a lot of things with that. But yeah, so normally that's kind of the way I do if I start with a grayscale foundation. But I prefer to work directly with colors. But not always. I hope that answered your question, Edgar. And sorry that I have to take it in English. Irina, mostly creature designs. All right, cool, awesome. Yeah, I love creature designs. I will definitely do, and most probably I know his work. It's just that by the nickname on Twitch, I don't. Yeah, I'm pretty bad with names as well. I'm terrible, which is something that I'm quite ashamed. But has happened so many times with people that I definitely know their names, but for some reason I don't recall. I guess that's part of getting older. Mr. Alzheimer is just lurking. Irina, I'm streaming every Saturday at 9 p.m. GMT +1, so that's Central European time. And for now, my intention is just to keep it consistent. Yeah, every Saturday, same time. And I would definitely love to stream a little bit more and more often, just for the sake of doing it, because I really enjoyed it, but I don't have the time. And definitely not during the working days, because I'm super busy with work and life in general, so have too many things to do. So that's why I only can stream during the weekends. So yes, that was a long answer to what could have been a very short one. Yeah, so only Saturdays at 9 p.m. Central European time. Also, I think it's time to start kind of putting her a little bit more in her environment. At the moment, it's just like very detached from the background. So let's try to Edgar. Yeah, sure. Maybe not now, and I don't know when I could, because like I said, I'm super busy, but sure. I mean, we can find for sure a time at some point. Maybe we can dedicate one stream perhaps at looking at portfolios. Maybe that will be something nice to do. But yeah, it's if I do it, I would love to give you some spend some proper time doing it and give you some good feedback, and not just to make it in 5 minutes. So in order to do that, yeah, I don't know exactly when I could yet, but yeah, that would be nice. Yes, all right. So let's put some kind of fog or smoke around. Yeah, so just what I'm trying to do is to kind of grant her a little bit more within the background, so it's not just floating. Luis, okay, thanks. Thanks a lot for joining, and yeah, until next time. Have a good evening. All right, so yeah, and we can keep it like pretty rough. I don't want to spend too much time making a completely polished and defined smoke and stuff. And then, like I said, I mean, there's a moment where I would have to definitely, I have to fix the whole red lighting thing on the character, which is still completely work in progress. So I just left it there as a guide, but it's not done yet. Okay, Irina. Okay. Anyway, thanks a lot for joining, and yeah, hopefully see you later. Have a good one. Yeah, and the same. Was fantastic to catch up. Until next time. And here I'm doing the error of painting on the same layer of the smoke that I want to put on top. I mean, this is some of these type of things that I prefer to leave them as painterly and as rough as possible. And sometimes it's such a back and forth process of looking for that happy accident. So I'm just at this point with this type of things, not doing things very purposely, but just see what happened. it's so cozy and relaxing with a fireplace. Outside is dark and cold and wet and windy, but here inside home it's not. Yeah, going back to TV series and the Star Wars stuff, and just the other series that I'm extremely curious and I would definitely kill to be able to work in it is the Eisenhorn TV series. So it's, yeah, not Star Wars, but yeah, 40K. Even though I think it's gonna be a huge challenge to make it. I mean, yeah, they're gonna have to make a very serious work with the writing to make it work, because if not, yeah, I think 40K is one of these universes that is extremely difficult to create an adaptation to the to film or like TV. It is very, very difficult to make it work, and it can be done, but yeah, so I'm very curious. And I would definitely love to be able to work on it. But yeah, really, really looking forward, and with excitement, but same amount of fear and concern. I mean, the good thing is that at least they have made the right decision picking a story or a group of novels that is ideal precisely for making an adaptation. So that's a good sign. That they haven't gone on the epic side of things, because then it's so easy to fall into the cheesiness and cartoony. Gathering Wolves. I live in Sweden, in the sunny and and warm Sweden. But I'm originally from Spain. But I moved to Sweden some years ago. Gathering Wolves. Yeah, it's always so important to respect the original lore and not to change so much. I feel that the most important thing to follow when creating content. Yeah, for sure. And Jaime Davila started tasting horn after reading a lot of Horus Heresy, and it's so refreshing, the change of style. Yeah, it is. Yeah, one of the aspects why I think Dan Abnett is such an important author within for his contribution, creating plausible and realistic depictions of the 40K universe is pretty big, and he's just trying to go a little bit away from all these big scale maddening scale of things of the 40K, and just taking things to a more human level, because everything starts to make more sense, and it's more So yeah, that's I think that was a brilliant idea as a pick from all the different options that they could have taken for making a series. But at the same time, like I'm saying, I think it's extremely challenging. Because if not, you can end up with a monster like the Space Marine film. I don't know if you have had the I don't know, the pain to watch that thing. It was made some years ago by Games Workshop, and oh my goodness, it was like horrible, like nightmarish bad. But yeah, so it is a universe that is extremely difficult to make justice. Now they do a fantastic job with the novels, just making it more serious, and but yeah, it is to make that on a visual form, and I mean, yeah. Well, a novel, make an adaptation of the game and the universe on a novel, it's definitely a challenge, but it's much easier than taking it to like cinematic format. So yeah, we'll see. Really looking forward. I mean, and from a visual standpoint, as a concept artist myself, I know that there is a lot of iconic things that need to be redesigned in order to work visually on a film. I mean, you cannot have, for example, let's say the size of weapons, they cannot be the same on a film. I mean, if we are talking about Space Marines, yes, because they're giants, and that's okay. But for normal humans, it cannot. I mean, it cannot work. It's because it's gonna look completely ridiculous. It's not gonna work. So they're gonna have to take a lot of the visual elements of the designs from the universe and redo them in a way that makes sense. If they want to make it realistic and believable and plausible, something that the audience can relate to. Because one of these things is that you have to assume that the audience has to know anything about that universe, and therefore you must make it relatable. So yeah, so that's why, for example, when I did these other things, I was already with that designing goal in mind. So how can I do Godwin look like he could fit on a film, for instance? not just like ridiculously big shoulder pads and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it's one of the things why I definitely would love to work on the series would be working with these type of issues. It's like, okay, so how can you reinterpret those things that can be so iconic from the universe and just make them easy to swallow for the audience in a way that it makes sense. A little bit like, for example, a great example of what needs to be done is, for example, what they did with the latest Judge Dredd film, right? I mean, if you take the Judge Dredd universe, it's quite exaggerated, and the design and style of the designs of things and the characters of the comics, the original one, are, I mean, they work on for a comic book, but they look ridiculous if you try to take that to reality. A good example of that is the first film with Stallone. That is just, it looks like toys. Things look like toys, like fake stuff. And what they did with the latest Judge Dredd film is just to take those designs and reinterpret them, just to make them work from a realistic point of view. So they don't look like toys or like how is it called? Oh my goodness, it just escapes my the thing that people dress in conferences made by fans. Wow, how is it called? Cosplay. Thank you, Salvador. My goodness. Yes, yeah. So to avoid them to look like cosplay and fake. So, and it looked amazing, and it's completely faithful to the original designs. You can clearly see that that's just Dredd, and and everything surrounding it, but it worked. So that's exactly what they need to do. There are certain things of the universe that, I mean, they can go as they are to a certain extent, like Space Marines, for example, because they are already so, I mean, it makes sense. But anything that you take on a human level, it needs to be redesigned. I mean, not everything, but many things. Cantabrian. Astartes for me nailed the kind of feel that I would like to see Space Marines portrayed as. The whole character of the storyline, I think fan films are more likely to lead the way. I mean, so far that is the case. Astartes is absolutely genius. But the thing is that, for example, as much as I absolutely love the Astartes videos or short films, he's playing with an advantage, and that's also one of the aspects why it works so well. And he's so genius doing it. He's playing very wisely. He doesn't put any voice acting. He just keeps things very straight into specific. In this case, it's more action orientated with a very simple plot, which is, okay, Space Marines assault a spaceship and they go and kind of disable those orbs, and that's it. It's very straight to the point. and it works fantastic. But as soon as you put real people in front of the cameras, they need to feel believable. They must feel relatable. The public need to be able to relate to them, to their stories, to their needs and goals. And hey, sorry, what happened? What happened to the thing on the? Ah, there you go. To it becomes another level, which make it more and more and more challenging. So yeah, I mean, Astartes works precisely because he doesn't get into those muddy waters in a very clever way, and he keeps specific about the action, and yeah, it is how it is supposed to be. Yeah, or at least that's what I think. Okay. Frios, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing, Frios? Gathering wolves. I actually don't know what you are talking about. Gundam. It sounds like some manga stuff. Is it that the case? I'm not familiar with it. I mean, the 40K universe takes inspiration on many sources, and it's been through different iterations. So what you see now is a process of evolution of designs from many decades. I think it's from early 80s when they started with the franchise, so to speak. So yeah, it's I mean, if you see the original Space Marines, they were supposed to be more normal people, not what they are now. Gathering Walls. What is it? Is it a film? Is it a series of comics, manga comics? Okay, soundtrack. So that's a film. MS-08. Okay. It doesn't ring a bell. I mean, I'm not a big manga connoisseur, so all right, I will check it up. Yeah, who knows? Maybe like I said, I don't know. Is it from when is it? So they have some kind of high heels. But yeah, Japanese stuff. I don't know much aside from some few classic stuff, which I like a lot. But yeah, they have some gems there. All right, Gather Wolves. I definitely will check it up. But again, I'm curious. When is it from? Is it old anime or is it more modern? I tend to like more old stuff from Japan. From the 90s, all right. All right. I'd maybe if when I see it, maybe it rings a bell, but from what you are describing, I don't think I have seen it. Ah, they're on YouTube also. Okay, fantastic. Yeah, sure. Please give. All right. Yeah, fantastic. It's always great to learn about good stuff. Yeah. Once again, that's brings to mind this idea of putting this Discord thing, so we can put this type of information for everybody to share. Yeah, inspiration and stuff of this kind. I'm trying to put some grenade around here. Yeah, on Discord, Gathering Wolves. Yeah, I will. Yeah, I think I should definitely do something of that kind. Yeah. Nah, let's remove Doesn't add anything, just noise. Okay. So I'm getting to a point where I feel okay just merging a lot of layers. Sometimes I think I'm gonna do that. So let's just to play safe. I'm gonna duplicate everything. Then I'm gonna merge the duplicate. Great. Okay, so now I can do something now with the red lighting. Where is it? Here. Yes, Salvador. Yes, the good old merge. 50K. Hey, hello, welcome. Yes, almost done. It's getting there. Yeah, we'll have to change a little bit the the hue of the light here on the face because it's more orangey. But yeah, that's fine. Well, maybe, no, there shouldn't be anything here. How are you doing for wait, I was going to say 40k, 50k. How are you doing? Again. Nies Gov. Hi. Question about your art. How do you keep your lighting consistent? Your values are always so correct. Well, I don't know. I try to think about it very consciously from the very, very beginning. I don't know if you have seen early part of the process, but from the very beginning, I kind of decide and stage what is gonna be the lighting for the piece, or in this case with the character, and then I stick to that and try to build it in a way that makes sense. So in this case, I thought that's gonna be like some three source of lighting. The red one, then like a more bluish cyan coming from here, and then a more general one coming from this area, lighting from here, from this direction. And then always thinking about that. So I guess it comes more natural once you are accustomed to it. If it's a more complex piece and it's with a big, complicated environment, and maybe I can definitely use references, or well, it doesn't need to be very complicated. Sometimes I straight up take some references if I like a specific lighting, or yeah, it depends. But the thing is that regardless of if I use references or not, is to be very conscious about, in this case, about the lighting, and try to work towards it from the very, very beginning. I hope that makes sense and that answer your question. If not, let me know and I will try to reiterate. Yeah, Salvador, food and sleep. Yeah. I mean, come on, it's easy. 50k, 40k, and we are painting a 40k character. It's okay, right? Yes. Okay, cool. Yeah, no problem. So, for example, now that I'm trying to correct and adjust the lighting with these red rim light, then it's trying to understand where does this lighting coming from? So it's supposed to come in from here and slightly behind her, and then I try to build everything with that in mind. $50K. Finally bought the Dark Souls art book, and it's so great. By the way, what do you think about Dark Souls and Bloodborne art? I don't know. I haven't seen much, especially from Bloodborne. I have seen a little bit more of Dark Souls, and I really like it. What I have seen. I like the designs, and yeah, I like it a lot. But I'm not very familiar with it. The Bloodborne, the little I have seen, even though it's fantastic and is very, very well done, it goes a little bit too, from what I have seen, a little bit too Japanese with exaggerated stuff that I'm not too fan of. But yeah, the few things I have seen, it looks fantastic. Yeah. Oh yeah, there is this thing that I want to do is the blood on that we mentioned before. Blood for the blood god. I mean, no, sorry, once again, wrong character. Yeah, it would be fantastic. I would love to make the sword as bloody as possible. That is dripping blood. Why is this not? Oh, this is weird. Why I cannot paint in this area? It's supposed to be. Oh. What is this witchery? It's Hi, ma'am. All right. Thanks for joining. And yes, I would love to see that Chaos Space Marine for sure. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram but maybe you can send me you can show me through there. But yeah, thanks a lot for joining the stream. It's kind of getting late here as well, so I think I'm just gonna leave it here for today. I was hoping to finish the character during the stream, but I don't think. Well, yeah, sadly it's not the case. So I will finish the character at some point, hopefully during the week, and I will show you next week the result. But yeah, I'm thinking once again just to make her the sword to be super bloody. Yeah, we'll see how that goes, and to put some damage around on the character as well, since she's supposed to have been fighting this guy. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, so I think sadly I will leave it here for today's stream. It's been fantastic. I had a lot of fun. Hope I hope that you enjoyed it as well. And yeah, if you follow me on Instagram or on Facebook, please let me know which character from Eisenhorn you would like me to start designing for next stream. All right? But yeah, have a good weekend for what it's left, and a good week, and stay safe and healthy and all these type of things. Enjoy the day if you are on the other side of the globe, or good night. And yeah, thanks a lot once again for joining in, and yeah, until next Saturday, same time. All right, have a good one. Bye bye.